Hi, I'm Nick Falkoff with Auburndale Builders, and we're at our 25 Kenmore Road project where we're at an exciting milestone. We just got our building inspections and our insulation inspections, and today we're going to be doing some air sealing and air testing where we're testing our building. So our team's been working really hard to get this building ready to be an all-electric, low-energy home, and we're going to meet some special guests. Jason Taylor from Carbon Cutters is going to be showing us a blower door test. He's going to be showing us some of the specialty tools he uses when he's trying to find the air leaks and some of the special skills he's developed and how he's training other people to do this type of work, which is a whole new industry within the high-performance building community, which is really chasing air leaks, testing for air leaks, and sort of verifying how the performance of the building is looking. So it's going to be an exciting day. Hopefully you get to see some new things with infrared and blower doors, and we're going to turn it over to Jason. He's going to show us a whole bunch of new, exciting developments in the air sealing industry.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jason Taylor. I'm an air sealer. I say it with the Boston accent because Boston has the best reputation for air sealing of any state in the country. This right here is my baby. This is a blower door. This is the most important tool to reduce how much heat gets lost in a house. Most people think when they have heating issues or drafts that it has to do with either windows or it has to do with insulation. What they don't realize is the real culprit is convection. And that is the fact that warm air has a tendency to go up and out the holes at the top of the building, which sucks in cold air in at the bottom. So you have this 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week movement of air, warm air going up and out, cold air getting sucked in. The colder it is outside, the stronger those forces. The taller the building, the stronger those forces. So if you can seal it, in particular at the top, not only do you stop the warm air from leaving, but you also stop the cold air from getting sucked in at the bottom. You get two for the price of one. But in this job, we're gonna seal everything. Now this thing was invented in the late 80s, and they started doing experiments on this. Basically, Michael Blasnick did this experiment, and what it was they took 80 buildings, 40 of them got insulated, just insulation, that's it. The other 40 got blower door guided air sealing with insulation added. They looked the same amount of insulation. When they looked at the heating bills afterwards, the ones that just got insulation, they were reduced by 8%. But the ones that got blower door guided air sealing and insulation, they were reduced by 18%, 10% more just from air sealing. And yet, who the hell knows what air sealing is? My own wife doesn't know what it is, but she knows we have a nice, warm, not drafty house. As a matter of fact, our house at about 65 degrees is warm enough that we don't even have to turn the heat on. There's no draft, it's very comfortable. Believe it or not, think of 65 degrees on a nice spring day. You go outside and you go, oh man, this is glorious. But yet in a house with the wind, basically the draft moving through you, it takes away your heat, and so you get very cold. And that's why this is the most important tool for an air sealer.
So one of the tools that we use when we're checking for air leaks is an infrared camera. And what this camera allows us to do is to see inside of the walls by using infrared thermography. So what this camera does is it scans based on temperature, and it's reading the surface temperature of everything that it picks up. And it's a really interesting tool because what we can do is we can set different parameters on the camera. You can set it to only pick up temperatures above a certain level, so you can look for hot spots. So if it's 100 degrees outside and we're air testing inside and it's 70 and we're pulling air into the building, we can pick up where's the heat getting into the building. You can set the camera up to pick up low temperatures. So if we're air testing and it's 0 degrees outside and it's 70 inside, we can see only where the cold spots are. So this camera allows us to do a number of things that our eyes can't do, which is to see, if you look at this, what is going on inside the walls. So Dylan, one of our carpenters last week, was going around with the infrared camera and we're scanning walls on the old house that we did not gut out. And it allows us to see if the insulators missed any spots before we close up and start painting and plastering. So it's a really cool tool, really dynamic. We only use a small percentage of the tools that this allows us to use, but it's a super helpful, and the cost of these cameras has come way down. So now there's an Apple iPhone version that's only $300 you can use with any iPhone, and it really translates the invisible heat movement to make it visible for our eyes, because humans don't see in infrared, we see in a different scale. So super cool tool. I think this will become more and more common in the building trades, and really what it helps us to do is also to learn how to think like heat. So we don't see in infrared, we're not the Terminator, you know, so like we can sort of see only a certain visible range. This is picking up a much broader spectrum of light, and that allows us to really diagnose things before we close things up.